Have you ever dreamt of something your entire life and then it actually comes true? Like you manifested the crap out of that dream. That actually happened to me. June 16th, 2019, 1 year ago today, the day I met and interviewed Oprah Winfrey. This is a story with a timeline. Can we make this like The Last Dance, you know, with the timelines and the whoosh and the suspenseful music? Tuesday, June 11th, 2019, the Raptors were in the NBA Finals for the first time ever against Golden State. No one in the city of Toronto had ever felt energy like this. It was insane. A championship was within reach. We could feel it. It didn't matter if you weren't a sports fan or a basketball fan. You just wanted to be a part of history. All good, right? Nope. Not if you're an Oprah fan. You see, Oprah was about to go on her Canadian tour promoting her book, The Path Made Clear, which, by the way, is very good. Highly recommend. Naturally, she was making a stop in Toronto at the Scotiabank Arena, where the Raptors also play their home games. Now, her Toronto tour stop was supposed to take place Friday, June 14th, 2019. I, like any diehard Oprah fan, had tickets to the show. My boyfriend had got me the tickets as an early 30th birthday gift. And when I say that I was pumped for this, that is the understatement of a lifetime. The idea of being in the same room as Lady O, albeit many, many rows away from her, but still in her orbit. Girl, I was jazzed, one might say. Now, all ticket holders knew that bad news was looming. If our beloved Raptors lost Game 5, where they were up 3-2, the Oprah Toronto show would be canceled. Even though Game 6 would be in Oakland and on Thursday, June 13th, which is one day before Oprah's scheduled tour stop, we were told the show would be canceled due to the ongoing NBA Finals schedule and continuing requirements for Scotiabank Arena by the NBA. Sure enough, Golden State forced Game 6 and we got the dreaded news that Oprah's tour stop was canceled. Like not even postponed, just full on canceled. The tour would then commence in Montreal on Sunday, June 16th, 2019. I'll be the first to admit that I can be dramatic, but honestly, my heart, it broke a little when I saw that news. I was so gutted, so much so that I turned to art?
My name is Sam and I am an Oprah superfan. But Oprah's show this Friday in Toronto is canceled. Not even postponed. No new date. Just canceled. Not even a glimmer of hope. Your dreams just crushed. All because of those stupid Raptors! I'm just kidding. We're really proud of you, Raptors. Go Raps, go. Where's Gail? Gail will know. Gail will have answers. Stand
Shout out to my friend Ketch who helped me film that and helped direct me on it. I remember editing this video on iMovie on my iPhone 6 and then posting during the show that I host on Virgin Radio, and I thought, oh God, this is so silly. It's not even funny. People are probably gonna roll their eyes at me. I should just take this video down. I truly contemplated that. I'm so glad that I didn't, because Wednesday, June 12th, 2019. So I was finishing up some work around 5 o'clock that day. I was about to head out, and then I saw a notification drop down from Twitter that said, Oprah Winfrey replied to you. I thought, yeah, okay, that's probably like an Oprah fan account or something responding to my Twitter. Went on with my work for a second, and then I thought, yeah, maybe I should check that out just in case, see what that's all about. The legit Oprah sent me a tweet. My hero, my idol, a response to the video I was so close to deleting, and she was inviting me somewhere. This didn't add up. There's no way this is happening. It was real, and to this day, I have goosebumps right now. When I talk about this moment, I get giddy, I feel a rush, I feel alive. I remember just like running and screaming up and down the halls at work, bursting into different radio stations. Live radio's happening, but I was just in pure hysterics.
Just tweeted me! Oprah just tweeted me! It's probably someone on her team, but I don't care! Oprah just tweeted me!
This has been going on for 15 minutes.
My coworkers were just as freaked out as I was, and they were trying to help me craft a clever response to her. So moments after that, Joseph Zambrano, who, hi Joseph, if you see this somehow, he works for Oprah Magazine, and he reached out to me and asked for my information to get me 3 VIP tickets for Oprah's show in Montreal. Honestly, at that point, I thought nothing could top this moment. It felt so surreal. Just wait. Thursday, June 13th, 2019. Game 6. The Raptors could be NBA champs tonight. Like, the city was buzzing. Every single Canadian was going to be watching this game. My mind was still swirling around, figuring out how I was going to be getting to Montreal on the weekend, and also figuring out where I was going to watch the game that night, when I got another Twitter notification. This one from a fellow Oprah fan saying, "Have you seen this?" I hadn't. It was an Oprah Magazine article about Oprah seeing the video I made and inviting me to the Montreal show. Madness. Another moment I couldn't wrap my head around. I'd read Oprah Magazine for years. I never thought that I'd somehow get a story written up about me, much less over a ridiculous video that I made on my iPhone. Now, a couple hours after that, Raptors win! History was made. We the champs, baby. And the city, as you'll remember if you're from Toronto, was unlike anything we'd ever seen that night. Like, I am a born and raised Torontonian, and I know most can agree with me. They'd never seen the city come together like this. Complete strangers hugging, massive crowds celebrating well into the wee hours of the morning. Need I remind you, this was a weeknight. No one cared, because this was monumental. Every Torontonian, and I'd venture to say most Canadians, have an answer for where were you when the Raptors became NBA champs in 2019. Friday, June 14th. Everyone was in amazing spirits at work despite the lack of sleep. It was all everyone was talking about, both on and off the air. Our iHeartRadio team pulled me aside that morning, and they said that they wanted to ask me some questions about the whole Oprah Twitter exchange. They wanted to put a video together. They do that all the time, so I didn't really think anything of it. Yeah, well, they ambushed me a little bit.
Well, I have some news for you. You're going to be interviewing Oprah.
What?
Yeah, you're going to be interviewing Oprah.
No, you're joking. You're
I'm
actually
joking.
No, you're joking. You're actually
Not joking.
like, Ashton Kutcher's gonna come out and say you're punked. Seriously, is this a joke? No, is this a joke? What? What? No way, this is a joke. Oh my god, I need to get these tears out before I actually meet her, because this is gonna be a mess if I don't. Yeah, so that was a moment. I can't help but get emotional when your dreams are coming true, you know? It's something that you picture your whole life. This whole thing was just a lot to process, but I quickly needed to get my crap together because in 2 days I'd be in Montreal and I'd need to maintain extreme professionalism while meeting and interviewing my hero. Sunday, June 16th. Oh, it was all happening. You know, I spent the train ride to Montreal like cramming, but as cheesy as this might sound, I really felt like I'd been preparing for this moment for about 20 years leading up to it. I'd been watching and listening and reading Oprah since I was a kid. I'd been super fanning over her, not just because it's Oprah and who doesn't love Oprah, but because she's been a true teacher and guide in my life. So the admiration really runs deep and the influence is genuinely profound. Now, all that aside, I was also about to be on national television for the first time in my life, and honestly, this was my first major one-on-one interview with anyone this recognizable and widely adored. The pressure was on. So we checked in for our VIP passes, and then I was taken in this backstage area where the media was for the day. I would say there were about 4 or 5 other outlets doing this interview with Oprah, and they brought us into the Bell Center in Montreal, pacing up and down, going over my notes on these cue cards, making really nervous conversation with those around me. And I started chatting with a photographer, and he ended up being George Burns, Oprah's photographer for over 20 years. I mean, this was no time to be bashful. I ended up asking him to snap some pictures, which I will cherish for the rest of my life. And he continued to take more pictures into the actual interview with Oprah, which was incredible. Look, it goes to show, you never know until you ask, right? Thank you, George. And then I was told that I would be the first person interviewing Oprah that day because I had to be whisked away to the VIP meet and greet right after. Pressure was on.
Can't believe I'm actually saying this right now, but we're waiting for Oprah to come. Oprah Winfrey. We're gonna talk to her momentarily. What is life?
All of a sudden, Oprah appears in a Raptors jersey, no less. I threw my cue cards on the ground in hopes of being able to glance at them in case I got so mesmerized by her and this out-of-body experience that I'd forget what I was gonna say. But she, not purposely obviously, stepped right on top of them, so just out with that plan. I was prepared to introduce myself as one assumes they should do upon meeting Oprah, but then this happened. Welcome back to Canada.
Nice little video you did.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Very dramatization-like, very dramatized, very good.
All for you, Oprah.
But
all
got
for
my
you.
attention.
She knew who I was. In that moment, it was like, okay, it's on. Sam, contain your inner fangirl that literally wants to bow at Oprah's feet. You are a freaking professional, okay? Remember that. This is about to go on national television. You are about to ask a question to the greatest interviewer in the world.
Let's make clear book and tour, which is all about finding your path, finding your
Look at my hands.
And the book features
Hand talker
experts,
McGee. I couldn't stop.
thinkers.
What do you find in those conversations that you've had with those people is sort of the common thread, the common sentiment that they're on while they're finding their path?
Ooh, good question.
Good question. Oprah Winfrey said good question. Like, are you joking? I can die happy now. My imposter syndrome just done. The only validation I'd ever needed in my life.
All people who have decided that whatever their artistry or gift is, and this is the same for all of us, whatever it is you've come to offer, what the offering gets better when you share it with other people.
And there's no wrong path.
And there is no wrong path. If that path is in alignment with the real reason you came, and you know the real work in life is to figure out why you really came. So for example, for yourself, I'm sure you've thought about these questions, right?
All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
The moment Oprah turns your interview back on you, like you can't even be mad at it because it's just so good.
And are you on the right path right now?
In this moment, I believe so.
Oprah and I shared a laugh, like that genuine Lady O laugh that I'd heard for years in interviews with Dr. Maya Angelou, Brene Brown, Beyonce. I don't think I ever smiled that hard in my entire life.
And even though it doesn't look like it's the right thing at the moment, everything is happening and showing up for a reason just for you, because you are an energetic force field. And every thought that you think is creating its own force field. And that's going out there into the world, and that's coming back to you. And
Okay, so right there, can you zoom in on that? I wanted to cry so bad. Like, I feel like crying now. She's just so profound, and she's staring so deep into your eyes. I had to tell myself, just get through this for a couple more minutes, and you can let it all out in a sec. Just hold it together.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much for your tape.
Thank you for
Thank you so
everything,
much for
Oprah.
even wanting to come, really.
Oh my goodness.
I got a little Akko taco at the end there because the broadcaster hat came off, and then the fangirl was coming back, so I was just getting all lost in my emotions and my own words. But luckily, I had a chance to redeem myself after this very short breakdown.
Okay, so just had the most amazing conversation with Oprah. Am I crying? No, I'm not gonna cry. I got way too much makeup on right now to cry. She is everything and more than you would expect. Gracious, kind, just the best. I love you, Oprah.
And then we went into the VIP meet and greet, and I was curious to see what she'd say this time around. But as soon as we came forward, she said, "Sam!" in that signature Oprah way that she does. She was beyond kind and gracious to my mom. She put her arm around her so tight, you could see in the picture. And then I got to say my piece. I got to thank her and tell her that her words have helped guide me through some of the most challenging and darkest times of my life, while she had her fingers interlocked in mine, which was just the best. Oh, and she listened like this was the first time anyone's ever told her that. Although I'm sure every person in that meet and greet probably told her what impact she made on their life. And then we said goodbye, and she ended with these words that I will never forget. Great days are ahead for you, Sam. This is the thing about Oprah. She is as real as it gets. It doesn't matter how wealthy, famous, acclaimed, or just widely loved she is. She's exactly what you would expect of her, and then some. Can you imagine how many things are going on in that brilliant brain that she makes you feel like you are the only person in the room? I wanted to do this because, well, quite frankly, it's by far the most surreal, most unimaginable thing that has ever happened in my life, and it's a cool story to boot with some pretty key takeaways. So I wanted to share this with you while the memories and the details are still really vivid. I'm gonna quote Oprah's hero, Dr. Maya Angelou. People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And what I'll always feel for this experience is just complete and utter gratitude. Thank you, if they're watching this somehow, to the Oprah Magazine and Oprah Winfrey Network team who made this dream a reality, especially to Ariana Davis, who spotted the silly video on Twitter. You the real MVP, I love you. And as for takeaways, beyond just me wanting to relive this story again, if you have ever doubted who you authentically are as a person, or have worried about what others think of you, first of all, same. But that fear and anxiety is rooted solely in external validation and judgment. And that almost cost me this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's a cliche for a reason because it's absolutely true. Just be yourself. The best experiences in your life happen once you act in accordance with that simple belief. And that is how the Toronto Raptors gave me a chance to meet Oprah Winfrey. Forever grateful for that, and for you watching.